Here's a book that's a little easier to read and also kind of quixotic and fun, but touches on some profound issues. It's a book by John Allen Powys called Innumeracy, Mathematical Illiteracy and Its Consequences. This is a book that even students can read and enjoy. Just to give you an example of kind of his whimsical way of introducing mathematics, he asks a question like this near the beginning of the book: how long would it take you to count to 1,000,000? Could you calculate that in your head? How long do you think it might take if you could count one number for every second? Well, you could begin to do the calculations, and you'd think, oh, you might come up with, I think the answer is around 2 or 3 days. Well, how long would it take you to count to 1,000,000,000? And you might think, well, if you're like so many illiterate, or I should say innumerate human beings, a million, billion, it's just, they sound very similar. It's just a change of the M changes to a B, million to billion. But how long do you think it might take? If you started to do some mental math, you might be able to figure it out after a while. But what if you were to just kind of intuitively guess? How long do you think it would take to count to 1,000,000,000? Got an estimate in your mind? Well, it wouldn't take you 2 or 3 days. Of course, it would take you longer than that. How much longer? Well, it would actually take, if I recall, about 30 years to count to 1,000,000,000. The difference between 1,000,000 and 1,000,000,000 is very extensive. And he points out that when we're discussing budgets and so forth, military budgets and so forth, if we think that if we're just moving from millions to billions, it doesn't matter much, we are woefully mistaken. Gives you an idea of how enjoyable and practical and kind of provocative Powys's book is.